Four, three, two.
Welcome to the Brothers and Friends podcast. We are here live in Orlando, Florida. Give it up. Yes, today we got a special podcast. Today in the house we got Greg. What up, Greg?
What up? What up?
We got Chris in the building. What up, Chris?
Yo, what it do? Chris King, the other friend, second friend on the pod, but also demographically the minority of all these minorities.
All right. What up, Fred?
What up, what up? The one and only older brother.
And our very own special guest today. Well, he's not even a guest. He's our special person today, Gerry. What up, Gerry?
What up, Gerry?
Okay. All right. Today we are in Orlando, Florida, celebrating Gerry's 20-year anniversary with his beautiful wife, Samantha. Let's give it up for 20 years. Yeah, so we just basically want to kind of get into your marriage, kind of understand how do you make it 20 years. You know, that's a really good milestone to have under your belt. Just kind of want to know the early stages of your marriage, all the way up until your kids was born. How was the marriage journey up until that point?
Oh wow. Well, it started with a first date, which I was the one that asked her out first. Our parents were getting together doing a graduation party. It was herself, myself, and one of our other mutual friends, and that's how we met. So I had a side job at the local zoo, Cincinnati Zoo, and it was Christmas time, so it was the Festival of Lights. So I figured that would be a great time, hallmark moment for a first date. And then her dad said,
"Sure, you can go." And then my mom said, "You can go. Just make sure you take your younger brother with you." And he went with us on our first date, and he's still with us in the audience.
still chaperoning us all these years.
So that's how we got started. And then we just continued dating throughout high school. We went to prom together. So we were prom dates.
Yeah, and we had a magical Ferris wheel ride. Anybody can ask questions later on that. It kind of sealed the deal for us. And we looked up. It was many years later. And then I was actually getting ready to move out of my house and move in with Fred because we was looking for apartments. But then me and Samantha got serious and got our first apartment. And then we never looked back from then. There's been some highs, there's been some lows, but it's 20 years later, and that's a good thing.
That is very, very a good thing. I think, Fred, you had a question you wanted to piggyback on?
Yes. So, the ones on the panel and some of the people in the audience, when you have kids, it's a big adjustment in your life. So one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, what shifts did you guys make, either with your time or financially, to accommodate that change in your lives by having children?
Ooh, time management.
Well, I would say we would have to ask family to pitch in and help out a lot too. With us both being working parents, that's a huge adjustment. So we would ask parents to help us out. Going back, especially me, like going back to work full time. My grandmother helped out at first when I first went back to work, and then my mom helped out. Then sometimes we would ask sisters to help out with the kids and things like that. So I mean, we would depend on each other. When he's at work, I would have the kids, or if I'm at work, he would have. So we would just kind of tag team parental duties and call on family members as we could. We try not to bug our friends too much, but for the most part, it was just mostly leaning on family.
That's what's up. Yeah. All right, so I do have one. I have a question as well. So, going through counseling myself, I'm really big on accountability. So on all for the 20 years that y'all been married, what is something that y'all thought y'all could have do it better or differently? Like maybe we handled that situation not in the correct way. It could be as deep or as light as y'all want it to be. Overstep.
Okay. So I can give you two things real quick. One was the birth of my son, and both of these things are dealing with the birth of my first son. Um, and because I was a total wreck, so just the preparation for my first child I could have did a little bit better on. I was spastic. I remember telling her, "How am I going to take care of a kid? I still lose my car keys." And so, and I had never held a baby, literally a newborn, until it was my first son. I remember being at the hospital, and after she delivered the baby and everything like that, they wheeled him out in the little, little plastic bin that they do, and the nurse looked at me and looked at the baby, said, "Okay, go ahead," and I was like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "That means you, Dad." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So it just felt fragile to me. I thought I was going to break him, all that kind of stuff or whatever. But just to see how he's made me grow up real quick because I was actually responsible for a life. So I had to literally, before I was in and out of jobs and some things, he got me stable because I had something to work for. Also, with that, second thing would have been also after he was born, there's a thing called postpartum that I knew nothing about back then, wasn't widely talked about, and my regret is that I could have showed her more grace because if I had known what that was, but I didn't even know that it even existed, like a thing like that even existed. So so looking back on it now with the information I know now, I could have gave her grace for some of the things I just was, kind of like, well, what's going on, or why are you acting like that? What's going on? And she didn't know have the words to be able to tell me. She's a brand new mom. So I look back on that now, and I was like, wow, yeah, I could have showed her more grace.
That was deep, Sam. Gary, that was deep. What about you, Sam?
Um, for me, probably would have been more communication with our families when we first got married. It's a big adjustment, like going from being, when you first get married, you're joining two families together. So they have to get used to the new dynamic. Um, with him being the youngest, his sisters are used to calling on him and everything like that. So it was an adjustment at first. So um, there was a little bit of tension at first. Um, so that took some getting used to. So I would say I wish it would have been a little bit um, more communication there at the beginning, just trying to iron those things out, making sure we all had a good relationship and a good communication. But um, once we finally got everything smoothed out and everything, it's great now. I mean, we all get along. We have our own little text message thread that we do. But I would say in the beginning it was a little rough at the beginning, um, but it's good now.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for answering that question. I know that can be difficult at times to do that. Chris, you had a question you want to talk about?
Yeah, I was gonna ask a heavy question, but that was heavy. Thanks for sharing, guys. So I'm gonna kind of switch it up. Uh, a big thing with me and my family is like we want to teach our kid, kindness. So what's something that you have done to show kindness to each other recently, or something that you've learned new about each other recently?
Wow. I was just talking about this earlier with a couple people too, and we a lot of times we get asked that question. Well, what's the secret? And for one, I would say we just didn't quit. That's one. Two, I would say is I've learned how to experience her for just being her, like as an individual, not whatever my expectations are, what I think a wife should be, or my own, just taking myself out of it and experiencing her as if I just met her or one of her friends. Because and I'll be candid on this. For a while, I was like, okay, I would see her go out with her friends and be like, well, who's that person? I want to go out with that person. That person is free and everything else. But it seems like with us and on one of some of our rough patches, it was like, wow, okay, well, why isn't that person showing up for me? So then I went down the rabbit hole and would always would always kind of like internalize it with myself instead of just experiencing her for her and with no judgment. It's for some reason I don't know why we always judge the people close to us like harsher than we do ourselves, but then we want grace for ourselves. So I said, okay, let me extend the same grace that I extend them to myself. And I'll let you tell it. Have you seen a change?
I've seen a big change. And I guess that has allowed me to be able to be more open and give us more opportunities to go out together and spend more time together and be able to show you that side that you want to see.
Yep. Even today, I got one of my fantasies fulfilled today.
What?
Yeah,
What
y'all
you
want it
talking about?
spicy, so I'm gonna give you the tea. All right. So as I often do, it's story time. All right. So today, as we were in Orlando, we went to Disney Springs, downtown Disney, and we stopped at the candy shop. And we had been me and my cousin have been eyeing these cookies that we wanted and things like that. So we went out to eat first, and then um, uh, her and my cousin went into the store or whatever, and I was standing out talking to Fred actually, and then she comes back out to the store, and not just thinking, just randomly, just yelled out, "Hey, Gerry, you want this cookie?" So being the person I am, I said, "Hell yeah!" Shoot. So she not only said that, but said it at a candy shop. So I said, welcome to the candy shop. and, and I was able to get the cookie.
We always love your story times, Gary. Gary, you got a question?
Yeah. Thanks for that story. Um, uh, so, uh, the beautiful thing that has come from your marriage is your two sons. Beautiful boys. And as they get older, they are planning their future and they are about to head off to college. And so you two are staring down the barrel of the gun of empty nesting. So, how are you preparing for that?
It's a little bittersweet. Um, I don't want to get too teary eyed on it. It's good to see them growing up and wanting to start their own journey, but at the same time, those are still my babies.
Yeah.
Um, so while I'm looking forward to them starting their own journey, um, it's still sad. Um, but at the same time, I'm looking forward to us being able to spend time together. Looking forward to traveling and starting a new chapter of our lives. We love to travel and spend time with our friends, like all you guys and everything like that. But it is bittersweet, you know. I guess I'll turn that over to you so I don't get teary.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
me-
How do you feel about it?
Well, for me, we got two boys, 12 going on 13, and 17 going on 18. Wow. So they got to get out. So um, I want want my house back. No, I'm just messing. But it did make me go down my internal checklist of just things like, okay, my oldest son, do you know how to go shopping for drawers? Like, do you know what size trousers you wear? Can you make a grilled cheese? You know, those are the things that you don't really think about, because this is the first stage of independence. And I'm looking at it from wow, with the people that we have here, our first, or at least my first trip on my own with a group of friends, like out of state, away from my parents and everything, happened around the same age. And now he's driving and hanging out with his, friends, got girlfriend and all that kind of stuff. It's just, it is, like she said, it's bittersweet. You want to see them, develop into their own person, but at the same time, they still your baby.
That was nice. I know it can be really hard, seeing your kids leave the house. We would like to open it up to the audience now. If the audience have any questions for this lovely couple, by all means.
Yep.
So my question is, when do you make time for Boom Boom? Do you schedule the Boom Boom, or do you let it become impromptu?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. We want to take this time to allow our my brother-in-law, to go ahead and put on some Beats by Dre, or you can exit. Hum a lovely tune, get in your safe space. Um, I would say it's evolved over the years because you have to figure it out. We have one story in the beginning where said boom boom was going down, and just like most parents, um, you happen to have forgotten to lock that door.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'll let you
yeah.
take it from there.
So said child comes in the room. He was probably about, I don't know, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So he comes in the room. We didn't even hear him come in the room. He comes in, he has his Thomas the Train flashlight. He comes in and he's like, "Look, Mom and Dad, I got my flashlight." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm just traumatized this
Turn that
child."
flashlight off.
Right. I'm like, get out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, he actually was like, too, like, I want to wrestle too. So he was trying to pull the cover. Oh, so we finally coaxed him to get out. Yeah, and all was well.
he didn't see anything. Thank
Yes.
God. But we were like, okay, you got to go.
And hopefully he does not remember a doggone thing. So, but advancing. We've had to do all of the above, actually. Be spontaneous, which helps the marriage too. And then planning. So like they were talking about time management as well. We had to schedule in our time and be okay with scheduling fun, because I'm a free spirit, if you want to say it like that, where I didn't like scheduling fun. I thought that would be more robotic or whatever, or scheduling dates. I'm like, no, it's supposed to just naturally happen. Sometimes with life, it just doesn't happen that way. You really have to schedule things. But I've found out too that when you schedule things, you schedule your priorities, not just your to-do list, but your non-negotiables. So my wife is a non-negotiable. My love language is quality time and words of affirmation. So yeah, she got a double whammy with me. So quality time was like a must.
Yep.
Thank you so much for that. Anybody else got any questions?
Yes. So happy anniversary again, guys. My question is, you said that the secret is that you guys don't give up. What makes you not give up? What do you think about when you say, we're not going to give up, we're going to keep going?
You want me to take this first? And then you can pick it back, or you got it?
No.
Okay.
I would say what makes me not give up, for one, I love him for one thing. And for two, I mean, we've been through so much together. Um, he's extremely supportive. Um, and I just, I couldn't imagine starting over with anybody else. And I don't want to, I don't want to just meet anybody new, have to learn anybody else and have them learn me. And I'm used to him and he's used to me. So it's whatever it is, we just have learned to deal with it. No matter how hard it is, we just stick it out until we figure it out.
I'm gonna stay beside him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. To answer that question, it's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Um, I think I gave this stat to somebody earlier today too. Was that we have now reached a point where we have been married longer than we have not known each other. So yeah, it's like I know like life without her. Put it that way. So all my major milestones in my life, everything from graduation to prom and everything like that, um, has been with her. But also, um, we were having a conversation that kind of sums this up too. Uh, Heading into this trip, where I asked her, I said, "Okay, was there ever a point where you wanted to give up?" And she said, "Yes." And you kind of know that, but to hear it, it's like, okay. But I felt the same way at one point in time myself. So then I thought to ask this question though, and not to just leave it there, because if you leave it there, you'll go down a rabbit hole. And this question was, okay, well, what made you stay at the highest point of where you were ready to leave? And it was simply what she just said. She said, well, because I loved you. And for the first time, I literally heard it and received it. And I said, so you mean to tell me at your worst time that you didn't like me or whatever was going on, the love outweighed whatever we
Yeah.
were going through? Oh Lord, I'm not gonna get emotional on this podcast.
Let the tears flow. Let the tears flow.
But I heard that and was able to receive that, and just hearing that, just like I'm that's Popeye spinach now. I'm willing to do anything for her. So if that answered that question.
Well, thank you so much, Gary and Sam. All right, thank you so much. We will come back for segment 2. All right, welcome back to Brothers and Friends. I again want to thank Sam and Gary for that personal interview. Thanks so much for that. As we're going to get into our topics for today, and I'm going to ask you guys a general topic. If your spouse came and told you that you were not their first option, how would you feel? Now, I'm not talking about, like, would you leave them? Like, how would you feel, internally? Would you want to meet the guy who they were potentially was interested in at first? Would you want to see a picture of him? If they told you, no, you weren't their first choice.
How would this conversation come up?
I don't know. Jamil came to you and say, you weren't my first choice.
So
As
they two people?
Yeah.
And we talking about first choice for marriage, just for
No,
dating?
first choice when y'all were dating. When you and Sam were dating, Sam was dating you and another person.
Yeah,
And if she came to you, just recently she came to you and said, Gary, you weren't my first choice. I was somebody else who I wanted, but they went to somebody else, so I chose you as my second option.
Ooh, okay.
Would you want to see that person?
First?
Go ahead, if you want to.
All right. I don't know. I got a question I might need to throw to the audience then real quick. Just for clarification, because I recently just heard a story, and I'll tell my version of it, where I'm going, where this was before our marriage, we were just dating, and we had a breakup period. But before that breakup period, she had invited me to her aunt's wedding. So I said, okay, well, I'll go. And unfortunately, we broke up in between that, but I had made that promise that I was going to go. So some time had passed, but the wedding came up, and through one way or another, we kind of got back contact. And I said I would go. And I think she didn't know that I was going to show up or be a man of my word. Man of my word, said I was going to go. So showed up and sat in the back. She didn't see me till she was one of the bridesmaids walking down. She had a surprised look on her face. I was like, good. She's surprised to see me. Okay, that's good. I ended up talking to one of her cousins, get into a deep conversation and everything about the relationship and where the relationship was going. Then she came out when she had a break. And we talked for a little bit, and then I had to leave because I had left a family reunion that I was attending to come to the wedding, and then left to go back to that afterwards. So I thought we left on a good term. Now, just recently, I heard her side of that story, in which she didn't think I was going to show up. So when she was walking down the aisle, the surprise look was, oh, wow, he showed up, because there was another guy that was supposed to show up. So per this question, how did I feel knowing that if that guy had shown up, it would have been a rumble in the jungle? No, I'm just messing. But yeah, I'm just glad to know that he dropped his dime and I picked it up.
Yeah. Okay, Joe.
All right.
Joe.
But still, if she still would have came and told you, I'd rather have been that other guy that showed up, not you.
Hey, bro. So basically, your spouse came to you and said, "I don't like you."
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
No,
and I never should have picked you.
I never said that. I
Why would your spouse ever come to you and say,
yeah, after argument. You weren't my first choice. You were my second choice.
"That's a nasty fighter. Why
Huh?
you fighting like that?"
But you chose.
Right.
Yeah, but you weren't my first choice.
I beat that nigga out.
That's
So
right.
you don't want to see the other nigga then?
What?
I'm
Yeah, what I mean to see him.
I agree with Fred. I think it's like BC. It was before Chris, so it doesn't matter.
Greg?
I mean, I would want to see. Just to see, like, yeah, that nigga, yeah, I got him.
But what if you didn't have it?
I did. I got him. I won. What do you mean? I got him.
So why you gotta see him then?
It's not that I gotta see him. I just want to see who the nigga is that I beat out. You know what I'm saying? Like, just out of curiosity. There is no benefit. It's literally just for knowledge. Like, that's the nigga that dated my nigga, and he lost. And if I ever see that nigga in the street, I'm gonna smile in his face. You lost.
I feel great on that too, just for the information. Like, oh, so this is your type. Okay, I got you.
So you want to know what your type was, your spouse? This is going to Fred and Chris. You don't know, like, the spouse's type. You just wouldn't care about what. Huh? But it wasn't you at first. It became you. But it wasn't you at first. So you don't want to see who it was?
Her type switched when she seen me.
So you want to know who her original type was?
I mean, I have a lead.
Right.
I mean, you asking Fred, and he don't.
I
know
am
shit
asking
about
Fred.
nobody. So,
Yeah, Fred. I am asking
He's not the
Fred.
person to really.
I know. I'm trying to get it out of Fred. All right. Well, I won't beat it out of Fred anymore on that question. So let's just change the topic then. Let's say you see one of us with somebody who is not our spouse. Will you confront us in the streets? I'm asking y'all.
Will we confront?
If you see Greg without Preston, or Chris without Nikki, or Fred without Jamila, me without Wendy, will you confront us?
So our spouses.
To us, say, hey, what's going on? And then when you tell our spouses,
Am I first?
whoever wants to
Oh
be first.
yeah. Well, I'm that type of person. Yeah, I'm right in your face. Um, I'm gonna ask you how's your evening. I'm gonna ask your person how's your evening. I'm first make sure it ain't no coworker or something like that, and this, that, and the other. But I'm definitely gonna make sure you see me so that somebody know.
Huh? Tell the spouses that you saw us, that you saw them.
And look at Wendy's face when you answer.
I know, look. I know that stare is hard right now. Well, okay, this might be a little controversial, but I may not tell the spouse. But the spouse in question that's out inappropriately, they gonna know that I know, and they better clean it up real quick, like because they got.
What you gonna do here?
You don't clean it up. What happens if I don't clean it up? If you see me without?
Oh, you don't clean it up? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We gonna have an intervention.
Me and Wendy, or just me by myself?
I'm gonna come up to you and I'm gonna tell you, like, nigga, you fucking up right now. Literally.
Are you gonna ask him? Are you gonna ask him anything to see what he was doing? Like, was he dating?
Of course, I'm gonna find that out before I go hard. Yeah, yeah. But if the implications are so, then I'm going straight for the gutter. Yeah, I stood before the church and everything at your wedding, so I feel the responsibility to tell you that nigga, you fucking up.
He agrees. Josh fucked up.
Fred, Chris.
I mean, I don't think there is a other side of this, right? Like, I feel like, so if I see one of y'all with another person that's not your spouse, yeah, like Gerry said, I'm gonna say what's up and get the details. But if it's just like a coworker, then it's none of my business, right?
How would you know it's a coworker? Does you ask? Come up and just ask us?
Yeah.
So if I just tell you, hey, this is my coworker, you just leave it alone?
Yeah, but then you gotta be careful because I might be like, hey, when you was out with your coworker, we might be together with Wendy, and I might say something thinking it's your coworker. So you gotta be careful how you treat too.
But if I say it's not my coworker, would you bring it up to Wendy then?
Nah, but like Gerry said, I think they have like a brothers and friends.
I'm not. You think the person who's cheating gonna talk about it on the podcast?
No, we're not gonna do it on the podcast. I'm just saying the brothers and friends are gonna get together and we're gonna figure out what was going on that day, and then just get at you.
Great.
I'm not saying nothing. That's not my business. That's not my business. I don't know what's going on in your relationship. Y'all may be open. That's not my business. I'm out here minding my business, and I see you out. The most I'm doing is waving. Hey, am I telling your spouse no? Because she knows you was out.
But you have the same expectation if someone didn't tell you.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I know where person is. I got his location though. So. I mean,
But you don't have who he's with location.
this is true, but the thing is like I trust my partner, so I know like if he's out and you see him out.
So just to piggyback on that question, you would be mad at one of us if we didn't tell you that we saw Preston out with another guy.
Mm-mm.
You wouldn't be mad.
No.
So pose that question to each one of the guys there. Would you want the friend to tell y'all?
Like,
Yes.
Hey,
If they seen something inappropriate.
It's your spouse.
If you see something in her.
Yes. Yeah.
Now see, now you're changing the question because now you've seen something inappropriate. It's different than like, oh, I seen Gerry sitting in a booth at BJ's, root beer float with some lady. Like, okay, cool. But like, if I see them making out in a booth, I'll probably pull up on them. Like, nigga, you in public? What are you doing?
you in public.
What are you doing?
You in public.
I mean,
Like, take that somewhere else. You need to hide better.
Now, see, the fact that you had it, I didn't say nothing about hiding. All I said was you are in public, making out at a restaurant. That's wild.
So if it's actual like making out, you want somebody to tell you. Like if we see Preston making out with another guy, we should tell you.
Yeah, because it's tacky. Not necessarily because he's cheating, but just because it's tacky. Like, nigga, you at a restaurant making out? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, it's more than that.
Okay, can I pivot a little bit? So what if we had an ever popular the spouse comes up to you and say, was you with Chris yesterday, Gerry? Like, well, what would y'all say in that situation? Would y'all play along? Would y'all
Can I first say, these questions are mad inappropriate in front of spouses. Like, you are putting us in a situation where, like, we have to answer in a certain way instead of what we would normally say if they weren't in the room. And that's real.
So in other words, you're saying already you're lying.
I haven't answered the question, but you're asking awkward questions.
No, your default is being dishonest.
No, my default is trusting that the people that I know who have been married, they're married to their spouses, they're in committed relationships, and they're grown. And they know what's going on in their relationships. And not every relationship is the same. So, like, me going to get a root beer float at BJ's should not dictate now I need to run over and ruin somebody's marriage off of what I perceive. Because perception isn't everything, even though they say it is.
So if you see them drinking the smoothie or milkshake or whatever, would you walk up to them and say, what's going on? Or you just let it be?
No, you get a wave. That's it. Okay. You see me?
Go ahead, Ted. We can open the questions to the audience.
Okay, well, I had a situation similar to this. Like, we got dance moms who do our dance things. Most times the dance, they lay back and cut, whatever. So that situation with one of my girls, she wasn't there that night. So her husband, hugged up one of the other moms. It was like, kind of like for me, I was like, dang, do I tell her or do I not tell her? But like you said, Greg, you don't know what they got going on in the dynamics of the family. So I talked to my husband first. He said, don't get involved in none of your business. But I made an effort to walk up to him at one or two times and say, hey, how my girl Swanda doing? How this doing? How that doing? And he was like, oh, yeah, she doing. But the girl was standing there to let him know, like, I'm watching you. I see you. I ain't saying nothing. But I'm just giving you the heads up that, you out here doing what you do. And we see you. And then later on, they would come to the dance floor to do it, but I would see them up the street at the chicken wing spot and all that kind of stuff. So, but when they was in my face, I would say, hey, what my girl's walking, blah, blah, blah. But I never said anything to her because I didn't want to, like you said, mess up nobody's marriage or if they had stuff going on. I didn't want to be that.
Yeah, because you never know. Like, people take breaks. People are in open relationships. You just don't know. But the thing is, it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna let you cook. But also, like, with everybody here, like, I know your wives, and you know that I'm friends with them as well, and I care about them, right? So, like, if you see me out in public and you foul and you're out of line, all I need to do is wave at you because I know your wife, I know your kids, I know everything about you. So, like, you are now exposed. I don't need to say anything else to you. Like, we don't have to have a conversation.
Now you just walking on eagles every time Greg come around.
That's it. That's it.
But you know that Greg's not going to say anything.
Well, see, here's the thing. If it's me, Greg's not going to say anything. But if Josh sees, Josh is probably going to say something because he can't hold water.
I never answered the question. The only person I would tell is my wife, but I would not tell nobody else.
So he can't hold water.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good observation. Yeah, Sam don't know. That's tea time when I come on.
Yeah, I'll be on first watch. All right. I'm gonna ask this final question, and then we'll wrap it up, and we let the audience any more audience questions. How do you feel about male sex toys? Yes. Do you think that it is okay for male to have sex toys?
I'll go first. As a homosexual, I am against male sex toys. how silly that sounds? Like, for what? Why would you be against sex toys?
So you are against sex toys?
No, I'm not.
You're not.
Like, sex toys, like, who is you?
Toys.
Now, what are we talking about?
Like, what are we talking about? Yeah.
Either or. Like, you talking about either the pocket pussy, or you talking about the blow up doll? Either or. Yes, you do alone. So let's say, for example, like, how would you feel? You know, like, is it okay for a male to have the sex toy he does by himself without his spouse being involved?
I think in this world of stress and everything, and balance with pleasure, I mean, me time, it's me time. Just like you go soak in tubs, something like that, get you back to wine.
So you think it's okay for a male to have sex
If
toys?
that's that person's preference. Now, how crazy they get with it, I mean, that's their preference.
How crazy they get with it?
I'm talking about like the blow up dolls and all that kind of stuff.
So that's crazy.
See the logic.
So the blow up doll is crazy.
That's your red line. So that's crazy. That's crazy. The blow up doll is crazy.
Yeah, I can't.
So blow up dolls is too much? That's too much.
I would have to see, like, what's the purpose? Like,
it's a person. It's a person. Well, it looks like a person. It looks like a person.
You doing the same
That's
thing?
a simple.
So go get it.
Right.
It's bigger.
It's just a bigger.
And it's full of air.
Fred and Chris, what y'all take?
I'm not against male sex toys.
Yeah.
To each his own.
Whatever you do in your bedroom is your business.
Sometimes it might be practice. Never know.
How would you feel if you came to one of our house? You'd be okay if you a male sex toys? Not sitting out. Not sitting out. Let's say, for example, like you open the closet and like my father falls on you.
You open the closet in my house?
Right. Like, I wouldn't have invited you to my dildo closet. Why are you opening my closet? Like, bro. The pantry's over there.
In the kitchen.
It looks like a cabinet.
So I'm opening up to this to the audience, more so to the spouses. If you've seen your spouse going in on the sex toy, how would y'all feel about it? Going in? What do you mean going in? You going in? Wherever your version going in, you going in. You got candles lit, music playing, and you got. Go ahead, go back. You can go back to the microphone.
It's better if you go back.
Yeah, go back, so we can really hear what you got to say.
The key word you said was
Tearing it up.
Okay. So the question is, how do I feel about it? So I think that if I'm traveling a lot for like my job or something like that, I think it's okay. But like, if you're doing that and you're taking away from our special time together, that's a problem.
But I'm talking about if you came in, you see me.
And I'm saying, what the hell? I'm saying, what the hell, Josh?
Would you let me finish, or would you interrupt me?
I'm gonna interrupt.
I mean, like, you close the door.
I'm interrupting because whoever this blow up doll is, she taking what's mine.
Then she gonna throw you on the bed. Finish him.
I did have a question though.
Go ahead. Any questions too about what we talked about too? It don't gotta be just about that topic.
So it was my question was about the previous topic. So in y'all opinions, if you're in an open relationship, would you not share that amongst your brothers and friends?
I think I would.
I would.
Yeah.
I would not. No.
Why? Why not?
I'm having sex with them.
I think it's just like, if if you had established with Preston that y'all in an open relationship and you're actively like dating other people in public, it would make sense to share that information with other people that you're close to.
Yeah.
That way they wouldn't be like, what is he doing? They would know already, like, oh, that's their thing.
Yeah, the only reason
you gossip is if you would feel a judgment from the group. Yeah.
They're gonna judge you no matter what. So they find out about it.
So, do you feel like we can invite a third person? If we was in open marriage, can we invite a third person to the group trips?
So like 3 of y'all came.
3 of y'all came?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why we would need a heads up, because then it would be all of these side conversations like Greg had something, and Preston sitting there talking to him, like, he okay with it? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, with better context, you know, knowing that y'all have an open relationship, we like, oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. I come from the school of mind your business, so it's not my business. But I'm not telling y'all. I don't know why I would tell y'all that.
Could be your closest friend.
You wouldn't tell us?
Especially if you hang it out with us.
I would tell y'all if I'm in an open relationship.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not telling y'all.
because what if I'm cool with Preston, but I don't like this other nigga?
My open relationship has nothing to do with you.
So do
I'm
we have
not in a
to?
relationship with you.
Would y'all have to
You're
know?
in a friendship relationship.
What?
You're in your friendship relationship. That's a relationship.
What does that have to do with my marriage and who I am dating on the side?
I go back to what Gerry had said about if it was me and Josh or whatever, and he saw Josh out with somebody else, he was there to witness the vows, so he feels an obligation to point that out. Like, would you not expect anybody else to uphold that same?
Yes, because it would look weird, and then you're creating tension where there shouldn't be tension, all because we don't know.
Right.
I feel like if you have questions and we're friends, you should be able to approach me and ask me. Now, if I give you a response of that's none of your damn business, you should probably accept that as well.
That's what we're getting from you now.
Huh?
That's the vibe you're giving to us.
Yeah, because it's not.
So I wouldn't ask you. Is my point.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you can.
If I see Preston out,
Move along.
and let me see, if I see Preston out with somebody else, I'm not my business.
And that's okay. That's okay.
That's fine. We can move along.
That's okay.
I'm always the example of podcast. I don't understand why.
All right. So before we end this segment, I am going to ask a couple of questions. I'd like the audience to participate. Who is most likely to go on Love Island if they were single between the 5 of us?
The show Love Island?
The show Love Island. If we were single, who is most likely to go on Love Island?
Chris.
Just for us and the audience.
Us. Well, it's for everybody. Whoever want to participate. Who do you think is most likely? Me.
I said Fred.
I said Fred or Greg.
Yeah, I would say Greg.
Greg?
Yeah, I would say Greg too.
I would say
Greg
Greg.
or Josh.
It would be Josh. It would be Josh.
Nah. It's Chris.
Chris is doing.
Why Chris?
Why do you say Chris?
I feel like of all of us.
Hold on, I thought this was rapid fire.
I mean, he could be on the show. Like, I feel like he would be selected because he's like swarthy. You can't really tell like what race he is. Is he Mexican? Is he light skinned? I don't know, but like swarthy niggas really they go far on the line.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I think they would pick Chris.
All right, so we all agreeing on Chris to be the Love Island participant if he was single.
What y'all say?
They don't agree. Audience don't agree.
Yeah.
Greg and Josh.
Yeah.
I say Fred and Greg.
I agree with that.
As far as like who would want to go,
Yeah, that's
y'all would want to go. Would he be successful on the show? That's a different story.
Ooh. So would he or wouldn't he?
That's y'all. You can leave it up to y'all.
Chris, would you be successful on
I don't think I watched Love Island. I watched Temptation Island. Was this the same concept?
Not really.
No.
I think Nashville takes a bigger, like, big personalities. He's a little bit more reserved. Y'all's personalities, they would probably take to that.
See, you haven't seen Chris dance in a while. Like, you got to remember, like, you get on Love Island and everybody's like shirtless and doing this whole body roll thing, and that's like really in Chris's like wheelhouse. Right, but I mean, if we're doing Love Island, it would be like within your early 20s, which that was your time.
For sure.
All right. A couple more. In the honor of the anniversary, who is most likely to forget their anniversary of all 5?
All of us are who is most likely.
Damn. First of all, my anniversary is tatted on me. I would never forget it. So, but I won't forget it though. But I won't forget.
And even then, we probably would forget it's on the day of. Which was today.
I won't forget. I'll never forget.
When it,
September 27th.
we did looking.
Yeah. that was out reading my tattoo. All right, last question. Who is most likely to win an argument by making their spouse laugh?
Fred.
Fred and
Gerry.
So Jamila and Sam, you think y'all can lose an argument because they're so funny?
Damn, made me laugh again. Well, there goes my point. Something's wrong. He made me laugh.
No.
Jamila said Fred ain't never told a joke that made him win a fight.
You know what? It depends on the degree. It depends on how serious the issue is. If it's not that serious, then yeah, we have moments where we're like going at it. You did something to make me laugh, and I just forget it. But if it's like I'm serious, no, I don't want a joke.
Stop making me laugh.
I'm
sure he can read Jamila. I'm sure he does.
Sam.
I don't agree with that. Like, shut up. When he was talking yesterday, you told him to shut up.
Oh, well, that will wrap up segment 2. Thank you so much. Segment 3, the spouses will take over. Spouses. Thank you so much for listening to the Brothers and Friends podcast. Do you want to chime in on this week's topic? Well, leave us a comment for us to discuss on a future episode. But in the meantime, please follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Peace.